What's going on? What is going on? It is your boy Smooth Blaze, and I'd like to welcome you back to Walking with a Purpose, Embracing the Journey Before You Reach Your Destination, episode 14. Now, before we get into any of the major points for this week, please make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Also, hit that notification bell, select all, so you will not miss one video. Now, previously, what we discussed a couple weeks ago dealt with the difference between confidence versus arrogance, identifying what works for you, and also talking about the good and bad things that go along with having confidence versus having arrogance. Now, for this week, one of the major topics we're going to really hit on will be manipulation versus inspiration. Manipulation versus inspiration. To understand this, we have to understand what type of leadership attributes do we have. We all have some type of leadership role that we play within our lives, so we have to understand that we have to play a role. So we have to first define what is manipulation. Manipulation is controlling someone or something to take advantage, often unfairly and dishonest. That's what manipulation is. Inspiration is a feeling of being mentally stimulated to do something or feel something, especially during some creative moments. So, comparing and contrasting manipulation versus inspiration to have an understanding of what it is based off whatever leadership style you have. For me, it's more transformational. It might be traditional. It might be dictatorship. It just depends on that. But you have to figure out for yourself which side or which attribute do you lean on more, inspirational or manipulation. Here's some things I learned about myself because I'm more of a transformational, inspirational person. 1, your delivery matters. How you communicate, how you talk to people matters most importantly in every situation. You can say the right things, but it can become out horrible. You gotta always keep that in mind. I'm the first one to set the tone. As the leader, you have to set the tone on how you want your environment to look and how you want to move. Without you setting the tone, people create their own environments. That's not always good. Another thing I understand about myself is that everybody is not going to agree with you. As a leader, you have to be able to stand on business, move a certain way to ensure that the whole point gets across, regardless if they like it or not. In addition to that, morals and values matters the most. Stay founded, and I'm grounded in my morals and values that I have for myself. So how I move, it matters in that aspect. Celebrating, people excelling, that's way more important than anything. You can't always be happy during the times where you're doing well and the people around you are doing well and you don't want to say nothing. Finally, encourage those persons who are struggling. There's always going to be people that's in your circle, or around you that may not be doing as well as they want to do. So you have to continue to encourage them to be better. That's what leadership is all about, is putting yourself in their situation and how to navigate in those spaces. So let's think about some healthy habits that I have as a leader. 1, setting a benchmark of goals to achieve. In every situation, I put up short-term, long-term goals. How can I respond to it? How can I be better? Where are we at versus where we need to be? Next, give everybody the opportunity to speak their opinion. When you have open conversations about things, it doesn't feel like you're dictating what to do. It seems as if we're all in this together and we're all going to move in a path where we can do things as a unit. Learn the strengths and weaknesses of each individual. As a leader, you have to understand what you're good at versus what you're not good at. Once you understand those things, manipulate and use those gifts that they have. You include it for yourself. If you're weak in accounting, find somebody that's a master in accounting. If you're good in marketing and they're better in the computer side, let them do the computers, you do the marketing side. Just know what your lane is. Number 4, pray and investigate before you make major decisions. Always include God on regardless of what decision you have to make. as a leader. However, do your investigation, do your research to ensure that you are making the best decision for the overall. Taking time to do something that's fun as a unit. Sometimes as a leader, it can get exhausting. Going through the process, going through the motion, getting all these things done, right? You have to find a way to bring everybody together and move as a unit to ensure that we get those things done. But you have to bring the joy out in people, not just about work. Really understand who they are as a person, understand their family, understand their likes and dislikes, so that you can become closer as a unit. Read and listen to different books and podcasts regarding leadership. When you pouring into your mind consistently, if it's listening to a podcast, if it's reading a book, it allows you to learn something new. There might be a lot of information that may be some things that you already know, but it's always something that you can learn that you may not have listened to or may not have heard before that can make you better at what you do. Finally, getting connected with mentors or people that you look up to who have done this role and gaining insight. When you first become a president or become some part of some organization, or even when you first starting off a business, talk to people that already have an established business, put the framework in and understand where they come from, their mindset when they first started, and kind of use some of their trinkets, some of their jewels to put into what you have. You don't have to use everything, but just get acquainted with people that are in that space. Now, as we look at leadership, we have to ask ourselves this question. This is going to bother me or it might bother you, but it ain't nothing personal. Ask yourself this. As we reflect over our leadership attributes, how much time do we spend on self-improvement or self-evaluation? We always get on everybody else for what they do versus what we're doing. And a lot of times we have to look in the mirror and say, you know what, maybe the technique or my delivery ain't right. Maybe what I'm telling them might not be the best thing for them. I might need to look at how I do things and how I move and try to find better ways to deliver or do things as a leader. It happens. Good, bad, and ugly. Even if you got a lot of good going on, there are still some things you can improve on. Relationship-wise, any type of relationship, look at it like this. As you look at your circle, are you connected with people who are more manipulative or inspirational? You got to understand, birds of a feather flock together. So if you have a dictatorship or a manipulative mind, you're going to have people around you that's the same way. If you have an inspirational, you'll rub off on people to be more inspirational as well. It's just really the type of energy you push out that matters the most. Let's talk about money. As we all know, financial management is a component or important component to leadership, right? Have I already done right by the things? Have I done right by the funds that I've already generated versus, or have I made poor decisions? How you deal with money personally matters very heavily. When it comes to your business, when it comes personal, you have to understand, based off of what you have I stewarded the things that I already have well, and have we gained a good investment on what I've spent and what I've done, or have I been blowing things and not maximizing on those things that we need to take care of? So when we're looking at good decisions and poor decisions, how you treat your finances, whatever business or whatever time or whatever situation that you're in, you have to maximize off of that. So keep that in mind. Finally, faith, your faith level. As a leader, we all sometimes get our judgment is clouded by the things that are around us. Us being in power, us being influential, right? In those difficult times, do we still lean on God's wisdom and guidance? Because at the end of the day, you never want to get to the point where in your life where you feeling yourself so much that you can't bounce back or get back to the place where you can be humbled. God knows more and sees things around the corner and in front of you and 10 years before you get there. So just have to remember, you may be in power at this point. You may have the type of influence you want at this point. But don't get ahead of yourself to the point where you feel like you really can't be touched, because we are human. We can always be touched. We can go up, and he definitely can bring us down. So just remember that you may have great judgment, but adding God's wisdom and guidance will make you superior than what you think. So always keep that in mind. So we hit on all of the major points for this portion. Now, since I've decided to become an inspirational leader and use those attributes, what outcomes have I produced? Number one, the ability to empower others around me to become the best version of themselves. That's always essential, because you are an example of what type of fruit you produce. Another thing will be learn that God is always essential, regardless of how much power or how much influence you hold. God is the navigator and the one that can bring you back to life or bring you back to reality in a situation that you make. Disconnect with people who are more or who have more of a manipulative mindset. You can't be around people that are using and abusing those persons for their own personal gain and think that eventually it won't rub off on you. Get away from them. Devote more time to self-evaluation. We all need to take a step back, look at where we come from, look at where we at, and really think about ourselves. Are we maximizing what we're doing? Next will be become a better steward of our finances and others as well. As we do better with our money, we'll know how to treat other people's money better. It's always a catch-22. You have to do one side and you got to do the other. Finally, allow your actions to speak for you and let your impact do the rest. Once your actions are already speaking, the ripple effect that comes by will make you look above and beyond what you ever thought it would be. So as we close, I would like to thank you for checking out this channel. Please make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell, select all, so you will not miss one video. Now, before we take this time to leave, just remember this simple phrase. We cannot control the hand that was dealt, but we can move with purpose. It is your boy, Smooth Blaze, and I'm signing out. Peace.